You're right guys, this is GameboyLuke here, and today I have something a little different for you. But before I start this top 5, I would like for you to check out A-Star III's video about his interesting Eeveelution theory. Once you've watched that, then come back to this video and check out my top 5. Now before I start this top 5, I just want to say that this video is completely opinionated, and by no means do I expect you to agree with my suggestions, but if you have your own top 5, then I'd love to hear about them in the comment section below, so go ahead and write your top 5 at the end of this video, and I'll check them out. So without further ado, let's get started. In the number 5 spot, we have a Poison type Eevee. Now, I don't really think there are enough cool pure Poison type Pokemon out there. People complain about Garbodor, people complain about Muk. Weezing is probably one of the higher favoritized Poison type Pokemon, but typically Poison type is dual type with, you know, Bug and Grass, and has also been dual type paired with like Dark and Fighting. I can imagine this kind of like Poison type Eeveelution would be some sort of nuisance in battles, like running around poisoning everything, especially if I had the ability Poison Touch, because yeah, it would just run around poisoning everything, and like it would be typically defensive, I think, because most Poison type Pokemon are quite bulky, but it also pack some sort of punch. I believe that this Poison type Eeveelution would kind of bring some finesse to the Poison type and give it a good name. In the number 4 spot, we have the Steel type. Once again, pure Steel types are rarely found. In fact, the only Steel types that are found are in the Klinklang evolution tree. And I can imagine this type being physically bulky and have a massive physical defense. And seeing as it's a single type, it only has a few weaknesses, and 2 of those weaknesses are mainly physical attacks. I mean, they do have special attacks too, but they're mainly physical attacks like Fighting and Ground. I mean, there's Earth Power and Aura Sphere, but they're both based on physical attacks anyway. So I think a Steel type would just have like, massive defense and would just like wreck things, and it would just wall the fuck out of any physical attacking Pokemon. I also think its design could be really cool. Like it could just be completely like coated in like a steel fur coat or something, or it could have like a gear around its neck or something like that. I mean, they could go crazy with this kind of design. In the number 3 spot, we have the Flying type. Now, this type isn't super effective or ineffective against Fairy type, but a Flying type Eevee would be cool. Just think about it. Just think about it for a few seconds. They could design this thing like crazy. They could do anything they wanted. It would look awesome. But besides from its looks, I think the Eeveelution would be quick and nimble. It would be some sort of like revenge killer in a sense. It would be fast and it would pack a punch. It could be brought into the late game and it could just take down all of those weakened Pokemon and just sweep the rest of the team down. But I can imagine it being like a special attacker, because some physical attacks that are Flying type are really like bird kind of moves, you know, like Brave Bird and Drill Peck and stuff like that. And I can't imagine a Flying type Eeveelution having a beak or anything like that. I just think it would just have like cloud wings or something, and it would just use special attacks like Hurricane and Air Slash and Air Cutter and stuff like that. I just think, I mean, I've wanted a Flying type Eeveelution for a while now, and I think it would look cool. If they made it, I would be happy. In the number 2 spot, we have Fighting type. Now this might be like a kind of like, what? Fighting type Eevee? How would that work? I mean, it can't use any punching moves or anything like that, so how would that work? But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, they could go crazy with the design. Like I said before, they could bring this Eevee type on its hind legs and have its 2 front paws to use punching attacks and stuff like that. It would definitely look like a different Eevee evolution, and it would be kind of original in a sense. And I mean, even if that wasn't the case, moves such as Close Combat and High Jump Kick and Reversal could be used. It just means if it was brought back onto its hind feet, it could use some punch moves like Match Punch and some of the elemental punching moves, which would be cool as well. And there are hundreds of awesome abilities that this thing could learn, like Steadfast, Vital Spirit, Guts. Fighting type would be sweet. And in the renowned number 1 spot, you all knew it was coming, Dragon type. Everyone kind of expected this, right? Of course Dragon type is in the first position. Imagine what it would look like Seriously, just let your imagination go wild for a few moments. It's looking pretty cool, right? Game Freak could not go wrong with introducing a Dragon type evolution. I'd be all for it, man. It would make sense as Dragon type is less OP as it was before. So more Dragon types should surely be created now that there's now that has a weakness, and now it's not so godly. I think more should be made, like more smaller Dragon type Pokemon could be made. I'm not saying that a Dragon type evolution would be small, because it could be crazy. I mean, imagine all the moves it can use. There's a huge move pool for it, and loads of Dragon types can learn other moves as well, like Thunderbolt and other moves that aren't even Dragon type. But all the stab moves it can learn, like Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Outrage, Dragon Dance, Dragon Tail. The list is almost like it goes on forever. And I mean, there aren't many abilities available for this Pokemon, because I think most of the abilities are based on like really like hench Dragon type Pokemon that use Intimidate and Moxie and stuff like that. But the only one I could really think of would be like Multi-Scale, or if it had wings, then it could have Levitate. It would be a pure Dragon type with Levitate, but it would be cool nonetheless. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching my first top 5. I'm sorry if it wasn't the best, because I've never done one of these before, and I'm a bit of a noob, I'm not going to lie. But if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, then don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to write your top 5 evolution types that you'd like to see in the X and Y release. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video, or dislike this video, depending on your opinion, and subscribe. See you later, guys.